You're watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ken Bufa. An East Meadow man has admitted to killing his domestic partner. Court records show 25-year-old Georgios Boltadakis gave detectives a videotaped confession of how he killed 40-year-old John Milkonoff Jr. It happened 2 years ago at this Huntington Station home. The incident was first reported as non-criminal. And an Amityville man has been charged in what prosecutors are calling a deadly DWI crash. Police say Rand Strollo hit and killed Mario Matute while he was walking on Great Neck Road in Copiague. It happened just before midnight last night. And 7 people have been charged in a $20 million money laundering scheme.
These defendants allegedly used tens of thousands of Home Depot and Lowe's gift cards that were obtained fraudulently through a computer-based scam.
Prosecutors say the scam targeted nearly 2,000 victims across 45 states. The alleged scammers would buy pipes, cables, and other equipment using the gift cards to resell to other businesses. The defendants are all from Queens and face up to 5 to 15 years in prison. And a William Floyd track star was told she could not run in the state championships this weekend, but a judge decided otherwise. Zeriel Makia filed a lawsuit against the State Public High School Athletic Association. The group said the 18-year-old was ineligible after competing against college athletes last month. She will now compete on Saturday in Staten Island. And JetBlue's spring sale has begun with trips starting at $69. That price is for a one-way trip from MacArthur to West Palm Beach. You can also get to Fort Lauderdale or Boston for $79. Not bad. Right now, a quick look at tomorrow's weather here on Long Island, not in Florida. You can see it's going to be windy pretty much all day long, and temps are in the high 40s. We'll have your 7-day forecast later in the broadcast. Reports say Suffolk CPS repeatedly dismissed complaints against the mother involved in a wrong-way crash that killed her 9-year-old son. Sherry Einhorn has more in this Newsday investigation.
Eli Henry's had his whole life ahead of him. The little boy described by neighbors as very respectful and a sweetheart. Eli was 9 when he was killed in a wrong-way crash on the Southern State Parkway. The driver of the car he was in was his mother, Carrie Bedrick. Child welfare experts believe warning signs about Bedrick's behavior were overlooked.
032. 035. It's going to be a 4-car MPA. Obviously, there's negative trap, BLA transported 1 to south side. It's going to be a crime scene and shut down.
It's very sad for everybody involved. Everybody involved in this incident was a loser.
Major Stephen Udis is the Troop L commander of the New York State Police. He responded to the crash scene and describes the heroic efforts of other troopers who tried desperately to save Eli.
They both immediately started CPR. I was told that they were both very invested in that they did everything they could possibly do to save Eli's life.
Bedrick admitted to taking methamphetamines, claiming she had a prescription. She pleaded not guilty to a 21-count indictment, charging her with depraved indifference murder, manslaughter, aggravated vehicular homicide, and aggravated driving while intoxicated with a child.
She loves him so much. She was only on prescription medications. And she's devastated, just like the rest of us are.
According to a Newsday investigation, there were at least 7 complaints filed with CPS against Eli's mom between May 2018 and May 2023. CPS determined they were all unfounded.
The allegations against Carrie Bedrick included inadequate guardianship, physical abuse, drug abuse in presence of a child, and it said that she was experiencing serious mental health concerns while being his only caretaker.
Neighbors here in Middle Island spoke with Newsday off camera, describing behavior from Eli's mother they said was unsettling and neglectful.
We felt bad for the kid. The kid would get off the bus, he'd be sitting on the stoop.
And nobody ever home for him.
I mean, you know, you can't, you're in kindergarten. How old are you, 5, 6 years old?
Remember Thomas Valva? After the 8-year-old froze to death in his family's garage in 2020, county officials vowed to make improvements to CPS. According to this child fatality report issued by the New York State Office of Children and Family Services after Eli's death, there was a January 2023 incident where Bedrick wandered into a fire department hallucinating, experiencing rage. But according to the state review, CPS workers never checked with the fire department or followed up when Eli told them there were bad people doing bad stuff at his home.
After reading the report, I see that there's a lot of things that were just clearly missed that were just very obvious.
Jorge Rosario is the former bureau chief for the Children's Law Bureau for the Legal Aid Society of Suffolk County. He reviewed the case report on Kerry Bedrick and Eli Henry's. Remember the 7 CPS complaints that were determined to be unfounded?
One of the issues I think I see in either the assessment or the reporting style is that they're taking everything in, just separately in one instant instead of the cumulative. You have to apply everything in the cumulative to really get an idea and picture of what's going on.
How frustrating is it for you with your background to read a report like this?
Well, it's frustrating to me because, Thomas's death shouldn't be in vain. Eli's death should not be in vain.
Newsday also uncovered these police reports involving Bedrick. She was stopped 23 times in 6 years. All but one were for driving without a license. The New York State DMV suspended her license 56 times between January and August 2024 for failure to answer summonses. Do you think there were enough red flags that something should have been done?
Absolutely.
The Suffolk County Executive and the Suffolk DSS Commissioner declined our requests to be interviewed. Kerry Bedrick and her attorneys also declined to comment. Eli's father also declined to be interviewed, but did say he hopes this story will bring some much-needed change to CPS. For Newsday TV, I'm Shari Einhorn.
Hordes of baseball-loving Long Island families face an impossible dilemma. Do they visit the Yankees in Tampa or the Mets in Port St. Lucie? In an effort to bring the parties together, Newsday consulted with experts on both sides of the aisle, ultimately determining that the only solution to this eternal vacation conundrum is to visit both. This season, the Yanks are gunning for a return trip to the World Series, albeit with a different result, and that long march to October starts in Florida's third largest city, a town full of fantastic eating, outdoor fun, history, and a disturbing number of chickens.
They're protected, but I'm not.
All of which you'll need to visit after checking into your hotel and heading to Steinbrenner Field, while hopefully avoiding Tampa's notorious traffic.
Steinbrenner Field happens to be located about a mile from Tampa International, and there's plenty of hotel options. That's always my recommendation.
As you might expect from a ballpark that's a fourth of the size of Yankee Stadium, there's a far more relaxed, intimate vibe to Steinbrenner.
You know, generally, it's a little bit more low-key in spring training, and players, again, generally speaking, are pretty willing to sign autographs.
And where can you get those?
The best places that I've seen fans get autographs over the years. On the main field here, you just go down by the fences near the dugouts.
Okay, you've seen a game, gotten an autograph, now what?
There's a lot to do down here besides going to spring training either.
Like dinner at Columbia, the oldest restaurant in all of Florida. The Spanish-Cuban eatery with a pollo manchego is tremendous. The devil crab croquettes are legendary. There's flamenco dancing every night. And the dining rooms are stately as they are historic. Indeed, the same is true of Columbia's entire neighborhood, really, Ybor City. Once the cigar-making capital of the world and now home to vintage streetcars that are free to ride and some of Tampa's greatest nightlife, let's see, there's a historic bakery that's known for its cafe con leche, guava cheese turnovers, and probably the greatest Cuban sandwich you've ever tasted.
Absolutely delicious.
along with those chickens that are protected by law, although sometimes you may wish you were protected from them. What else? A little hole in the wall that's a shrine to Tampa's favorite fish, where you'll flip over the blackened grouper sandwiches and fried grouper cheeks.
There's nothing like a whole mess of fried grouper cheeks.
And the best way to explore the city's sights, sounds, and skyline is by boat. No license required.
All right, here's what's up on Long Island. There's a sap to syrup family workshop. Learn how to tap a tree yourself on Sunday at the Science Museum of Long Island in Manhasset. Or take a cruise around Shinnecock Bay to see seals. It takes off Saturday morning from the Stony Brook Marine Station in Southampton. Or see the Red Hot Chili Pipers. The bagpipe rock band performs with 9 members on pipes, guitar, keyboard, and drums Saturday at the Patchogue Theater. All right, let's take a closer look at your 7-day forecast to see how your weekend is shaping up. As I said, tomorrow we're going to have lots of wind with us. Saturday looks like we'll have it too. Sunday is daylight savings time. And next week, check it out, we're in the 50s pretty much all week. Hopefully, we stay dry too.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
You're watching Newsday TV. For more on all the stories you've seen here today, head over to Newsday.com. I'm Ken Bufa. Thank you so much for joining us.